Woo! How you doing, Espen? Hope you are well, my friend. Let me just make a few adjustments here. There we go. And that's all we need. Skip ad. There we go. And we're ready to get going here. Sound and video works. Well, it has been quite some time since we've been live. Actually, it's been almost like 2 weeks, maybe a little longer than that. I'm not too sure. It's been even longer since we've done a painting. Since I don't think we've really been live since just after the hurricane. So it's good to be back. We're getting caught up. I'm just back from a weekend of gaming at a local board game convention. Well, that's good to hear, Espen. Brad, how are you? Dutch. Leland, my good friend. Charlie, good to see you. Nathaniel, always good to see you too, my friend. We have done a lot of catching up, and I think we're just about where we need to be. I don't expect there to be a lot of people here, but we're just going to go through a couple things for about an hour and just kind of get going and just try to get our painting chops back a bit after quite a long layoff and plenty going on. I will tell you this, we do have a lot going on, so let's not stall and let's just get going, right? Because that's what you want to see anyways. All right, the first thing I want to show you and just talk a little bit about is this demon figure, the Abysmal Demon, as you can see. And here he is in all his glory, just reds. I just started with a black primer, and then I just used a corn red. Oops, that's Screamer Pink. We don't want to show that off. We don't want to show you the wrong paint. Corn red just to do the body, and then what we did is take a Ushabi bone to do the bone area. Now we're going to do a couple things with this guy, so we'll get to him in a bit. There's a couple different layers that we want to do. You always kind of want to get that base in there and really work at it. Next thing we have is our spider, which is primed black. And basically here he is. We're going to be working on him. He has a purple tinge to him, so we're going to try to work out a little bit and just dry brush. So we're going to work on a dry brush technique with him. And we'll paint all his eyes red, and we'll just get that nice. This is probably the easiest of all the figures that you're going to have. Charles, how are you? Tom, good to see you. Tony, good to see you too, and I'm glad you guys get to catch this. The next thing that we have, and I used some XV88, which is a color from Games Workshop, and that's our Hellhound. So I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with him, if I want to put all that flame work into him, but I just might. But we start with a nice basic brown all around them just to get him kind of going. So there we go there. Let's get him off to the side. Next is our High Troll. So everybody say hi, Troll. Hi, Troll. Hi, Troll. Thank you. What we did here is all I did was just take some Kesel flesh, work it around him, because you want to work the flesh first before you start adding in all this gray area. So I'll explain that. While I had some time, I just kind of painted a little green there for his undergarment, and we're going to work him out right here, his bone area. Just a quick coat of Ushabi bone, because again we're going to be doing applying washes and dry brushing. Next one is actually pretty hard, so I've really got to think this through a little bit. But I started right here with Litharch. I don't know, I can't say her name, but I'll paint her. She's a greater roaming monster, and as you can see, there is a lot going on with her. She has a lot of armor. So what we want to do is we want to get that base color underneath her. Now she's kind of a snake figure, so I primed her white, as you can see. She's completely primed white. And what I did, and I'm going to show you because I got to put another coat of it on, is I took a Fedris gray, a Fedrin, Fredersen gray, whatever, and did that for her upper body because we're going to try to work her skin dark and work it way out. And then all I did was take a very dark wash, which is a Drakenhof Nightshade, and that's what we're going to go over all this area. And then we'll build out with her, because that's the way we want to do it. So we're just going to take any brush that I have here, and I'm going to shake this real good. And I want to put another coat on. This coat is dry, and I made sure that I put this coat on first so it would dry, so you would be able to see me put the second coat on. Now, over the gray, I don't mind putting this because actually I am going to dry brush her outwards. Her hair's black, so I'm not worried about that. That's why we're leaving all that white. We don't care about it. We're going to paint that last, and we'll work on that later. Right now, all we're concerned about is getting this area. It doesn't matter. This is all going to be armor and everything like that, but we want to really kind of work this in here so we get a really dark finish so we can build out light. And that's exactly what we want to do. Peter Adams, how are you? Evening all. Amazingly, I am home and I have some time to watch the live stream for once. Well, I'm very happy to have you here, and it is my honor to have you all back once again after what has been probably one of the most hardest 4 weeks. September was a complete just blur with everything that we did, all the days we were out of power, all the damage that we had to deal with. So, and then trying to catch up with everything. Like I said yesterday in the vlog, we cut off about 10 days thanks to Victoria and Janice and all their help in getting everything squared away. We were just very, very happy. Now, taking this wash and putting it over a white, you see how you get that nice outline there? I really like what I got here. And then I can build from there. I'm only here for a couple of minutes. Well, good to see you, Dutch, anyways. Suffering from a little cold, so I should be resting, sleeping. Well, let me tell you what happened over the last week. And one of the reasons why we didn't go live yesterday was, number one, we worked outside and we are getting everything all ready for a very big fall. And we're going to be getting back out into the studio again, which we're excited to head out there because Christmas is coming, and this room here that I'm using, it goes back to where the Christmas tree goes. Plus, from usually the end of October till about April, May, I like to do everything out in the studio. So we're going to be bringing back some of our oil painting and you know, late night modeling and painting and stuff like that, because we've got plenty of painting to do, as everybody knows. I love the technique you are using. I saw it on the Dan and Cora segment and used it on a buddy's Acrononi figures. How is that game? I can't speak today. I'm sorry. He was very happy with them. Thanks for the idea. Well, thank you, Pete. And we try to do things. I'm going to make my own washes with acrylic floor liquid and India ink. Good luck with that, Matt. Sue, my man, I haven't seen you in a while. Shelves in the studio are looking sweet. That's only one row. There's another row behind it. But the best thing about it is our beloved midget can get in between and get whatever game we want out. And we found a whole bunch of stuff, thank God. I'm going to finally send some stuff out to some people, and I'm excited about that. Okay, so there we go. We're going to let her dry. She's got a lot of work to be done because, number one, we have to get all the gold inset in here, and that whole shield is going to be gold. Then we're gonna lead belcher all those knives. We're going to blacken her hair. But the real trick to this all is going to be lightening her skin without touching the snake bit. So as you can see, we have her body here, her face here, and we want all those things to work, but that is for our next show. We got that where we need to go. Did you see Attack of Kaiju at Gen Con? I don't know if the game is good, but the theme is all you. No, I did not see it. Dennis, how are you? Sith Knight, always good to see you, my friend. I did not see it, but I hope to at some point. Alright, so let's close that up. Now also we have Gandalf here. Basically that's Gandalf. We have like a, let's just pull out the cards and show you, just so you know how this goes. The thing is, the way things are going, and because I want to squeeze so much in, I just don't know if we're going to be able to get enough of this done where we can run the scenario I want to run. But we'll see how the week goes, because we have to get these things, the auction going, because with all the stuff pulled, we have a ton of stuff. We have over 100 games that are going to go out this time. So you guys are going to really want to, you're going to get some deals no matter how you look at it. As you can see, this is Gandalf. I don't care if they want to call him Elias or Chuck or Ed, it's Gandalf. So we got him here. I primed him black. I threw a little flesh on him for now. Fine. Our thief here. Let's see if we can find her. Ah, there we go. Her name is Whisper, because after all, she's kind of quiet. So she's kind of a gray, but we got her primed black. That's okay. We're going to work that out. And also, well, you got to have a paladin, because you guys know I love to play paladins. And his name is Owen. So we got gold and we got burgundy in there. That should be, that's a home run and pretty easy, but we'll worry about that next time. And then of course I just threw some flesh. It's always easier to put flesh onto a white instead of black onto a flesh. So to save myself a little time, since I had a little bit of white left, where is he here? The barbarian here. Come on, big boy, where are you? Oh, there he is. Bjorn. As you can see, he's going to be pretty easy. Basically the same way I did Conan. You know, just getting that flesh on there and working from there. Any chance you are attending HMGS Fall in next month in Lancaster, PA? No, Charles, unfortunately, I think I am done with cons for the year. We've got bigger things to get ready for. We have a lot of big things. I'm doing full coverage of Spiel Essen this week. I'm going to give you 20 games that I really enjoy from that I think Essen is going to be a home run. So we're going to see how that goes. Getting this later today on Miniature Market and giving a shout out to your channel. Well, thank you, Sith Knight. I really appreciate it. We enjoy doing what we do. All right, so where do we want to start? Who do we want to start with? Well, I think we're going to start right with this guy here, because we're right where we want to be with him. So I'm going to put a little light on the situation. And what we're going to do, and where is it? Of course, this has been the first time that I've had a chance to really paint in a while. So I'm completely out of sorts. But don't worry about it. We'll be back in shape in no time. We're just really going to give everything that we got. And like I said, we do the best we can do. That's all we can ever do. Okay, Reichland Flesh Shade. That usually works pretty nice over a red. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dry brush out. But I want to darken this guy up. So let's get him darkened up real quick. Let's pull out a brush that'll be acceptable for such a mission. I think this will be good enough because it's big enough and we can control it, move it around, and get it done pretty quickly. So, off our base color here. Actually, an Agrath Earthshade would be a little bit better, to be honest with you, now that I think about it. So, let me reach down underneath here, because I did have one ready, I believe. Yeah, we're going to go with Agrath. It's darker, it's more foreboding, and it's going to work a lot better. I'm in a dilemma. Either pick this game up or back to 7th Continent. Now, I can tell you Friday I got a chance to play this. And I like it. I think it's good. I think I need to play it a couple more times. And I was glad I got to play it because I wanted to make sure I had the rules down. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're just going to work this Agrath Earthshade all into this bone area. And we're going to get it onto the red too, because we want to bring out some of the highlights on him. So we're going to really just kind of darken this up a bit, and we're going to use this brush and just work it around. See, as you can see, we're just taking the wash, not letting it pool up, but working it into all the recesses, because that's what we want. We want to darken up the recess. We want this monster to have, you know, fat monsters don't really get the attention or the love that they deserve. It seems that these, I like to find out where this monster's gym is, and I like to go to it as well, because every monster that I've painted, unless there's some kind of obnoxious fat guy that dies easy, they're usually pretty ripped. So they must have a demon gym or something. So no matter what, fitness seems to be very important on both sides of the ball. Good guys as well as bad guys. So that's pretty impressive if you really think about it. Let's see. Lovely minis. My 7-year-old daughter loves painting Whisper, then playing once dry. Well, there you go. Essen coming up. My budget is pretty slim right now. Well, that's why I'm going to make a video so you can see the ones that maybe you can be a little more selective and pick the ones that you think are going to fit you with a preview that I'm going to do. Matter of fact, we got a game from somebody that's going to Essen, and they asked if we would do a video for it. Janice,
yes.
Can you go grab that game for me?
Which one?
The one that just came in the mail today?
Oh, the German one.
The German one? So we're gonna try to cover this on Sunday for you guys. All right, you see how nice and dark he is right now? So we've darkened him up, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. Oh, here we go. We got this very cool German game in the mail. It is called, oh, I'm trying to get it in, Museum Rush. So we're going to take a look at it and hopefully give you guys a great opinion on it. It looks really cool. There we go. It looks like kind of a stop thief type of thing, but it has miniatures. So I'm kind of excited about this, and they were excited, and they got a hold of me all the way from Germany and asked if they can get this to me very quickly to look at. So we're going to take a look at it for you guys. See, even during the painting video, we try to keep you up to date with what's going on here. All right, didn't forget leg day either. Okay, I'm a sucker for minis, though. I love painting them. Okay, well, it's a nice entry game for the whole family. That's a great spider model. Yes, it is. I think another game like Seventh Continent will come down the pipe one way or the other. That are too many types of games being published that the fear of missing out is not as big of a deal as before. Question, Rob, are you ever going to cover Derelict Ship for Brimstone, or did you already and I missed it? Nope, we are going to be going, Janice and I, we got all the stuff together for SOB, as we were writing on the boxes affectionately. We had a lot more painted than I thought, so we are going to be going heavy into Shadows of Brimstone after we get done with all the Spiel stuff. So look for November. I think we'll be good. Yeah, that spider looks great, just primed. Yeah, we're going to do some things with him. We're going to really try to bring him to life instead of just... You can get away with just doing a nice dry brush on this guy. But, of course, we've got to try to take it a little higher. Okay, so this troll guy, we're going to try to bring him out. Now, before we put the gray on, we really kind of want to take care of his flesh. So what we're going to do is just bring them out a little bit so you guys can see some of the detail that is on this guy. And look, just going over the green makes a big difference. Just taking that Agrath Earthshade, because it's nice and dark and it's going to make a big difference here. I'm going to get it on his hands. We're going to go over those horns, get it into his ears and work it around. And you can see now all of a sudden how this really brings out a lot of things. Now we're going to be covering a lot how this all works and how many different ways you can do things like this, especially in our Painting 101 series, which we've got going too. So we're going to be covering a lot of stuff, and we're really going to do our best to really give you guys good coverage so there's a good understanding of how this all works together. Because you can do it this way, or you can actually draw the lines. Because a lot of times, painting models is just tracing. It's tracing lines a lot of times. Once you get the basic colors on there, from there, it's just tracing and bringing out certain highlights. And that's all highlighting is. It's just tracing. Now, my thing is to try to make this as simple as I can for you guys and make it so you can get these things to the table, because they don't do you any good sitting on your workbench. You're not playing a $70 game or a $125 game that you purchased, and you're not playing it. You want to get these painted and to the table as quick as possible, and I try to show you a quick, easy way where they're not top grade miniatures, but they're good enough to get to the table and get going. Am I in range here? Yes, I am. An edible bee. Gignus, my man, what's up? Dude, you still got the coolest thing. Can't wait to paint my spider this weekend. Going to gloss it up. See, that's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want. I fear going to those, as it could be divorce inducing. I kind of got a collector's problem. Don't we all? Oh, thank God I got a saint for a wife. I'm only saying that because she's in the same room. But there we go. And you can see I left some things open because we're just going to put the gray over that, so I'm not worried about it. But you see what this wash is doing. This is getting into all the recesses. You see how it's dirtying up that olive green that I worked in there. And we're going to bring some of this back, and I'll show you how. But we're going to let him dry first. And then we'll work that gray color in there, because we're going to do it very lightly in. We're going to actually dry brush that in. So we're going to let him dry. We'll worry about his club later. We're not worried about that. But I think you see what the effect that we're getting. Leland. Question from Garth Nolan. Garth, I'm sorry I missed it. If you had to choose, pick this or swords or sorcery. Ooh. Right now, I would say swords and sorcery, but that's only because I haven't played this enough. I thought this was fun. I liked it. My friend Charlie, who doesn't get to, he follows the channel, but he doesn't comment on anything. He watches the videos later. I got to play with him at Historicon. Excuse me, not Historicon. Huracan, which is a dirty word around here. But he just went, I like it. And he only played it like 2 or 3 times. I like them both. I think the thing with swords and sorcery is I like the story a lot. I really do. All right, let's go on to this guy. So we got a couple guys drying here, which is really good. And that's good because I'm showing you how we just move that wash around. We want to move that wash around. We don't want it to pool up in areas. And even if it does, it doesn't matter because we're going to go over and highlight outwards. Some people just use the wash and that's the end of it. And that's fine. You can do that. But I like to bring another color into it and lighten it up on the way out. But I would have to say that I really like some of the mechanisms of this. And it really works very well. There's some really intuitive things that go on. But if you're playing two players, you're going to have to you're going to have to go two players because there's no dumbing it down. You know, like if you have two players, so you don't level it down, it's the same intensity in all the ways of the way the game plays out. So that's why I've got to play it a few more times, and Janice and I are going to play it this weekend live for you guys, and then you could be the judge because we're going to teach you the game, we're going to play it, and then we will give you our thoughts on it, especially since I get to play it, and usually Janice can tell after one time of playing what she thinks of the game. So I'll be interested to see what she thinks of it when it's all said and done. Alright, so there we go. We got that wash on there. So we're going to push that over here and let that dry. So we're going to close this up for a well, do we want to do his skin now? We can wait. Because I got to put the gold on him. And that's going to make a big difference. So we'll save him again later. This is going to probably be a two-part thing, I'll see. I really should finish my All Quiet on the Martian Front. Shame on you. By the way, Oren, how are you? First of all, let me say that's a cool name, bro. Can't wait for Wave 2 of SOS so I can continue the epicness. Me too. I want it as well. Let's see. Should arrive late November, early December. That's good to know. Thank you. By the way, Oren, good to see you, my friend. Even if the game isn't the best, I always can use the minis for my D&D campaign. Very true. I think the game's good. I just haven't played it enough to really say enough yet. Those 15 mil-figs take some steady hands and patience. Well, yes, they do. But these are 28s, not 15s. So, all right, let me move this out of the way. Whoops. Just trying to get back in shape here. All right, there's a couple ways I can do this with this guy here. I can go gray, or I can go with very dark purple, sinister purple, and kind of work it in there a bit, and then come lighter up if I wanted to. Usually, you know, the most easiest thing is to do a spider, add a little gray to the outside, and wipe it, you know, work it out. The purple kind of, well, let's take a look here. That's why I pull the cards. All right. The purple with a little touch of lighter purple with the red eyes, I think just might do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very light dry brush over our spider, and we're going to use a color called okay, this on. Hold on, let me make sure this is on. Oh, there we go. Xerxes purple. This is a very dark purple. We're going to take the gray stone, move that over because we're going to use that on somebody else. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take a good sized brush here. You can see. I think I'm going to go dark purple and then come back with a very light gray, like a Euthonian gray, like this. And I'm going to show you how that works. Why? Because that's what we do here, folks. That's why we're here. You get to watch me make decisions that will affect our thing all the way through. Now, I'm going to take it, I'm going to get a good amount of this on my brush. Now, you see where I have this. And you've seen me do this 1,000 times, but I do it for all the people that are new. And I'm just going to take, and I'm going to wipe that off. Ah, bless you. And there's one of our heroes from this weekend, Miss Victoria. She looks tired. If it wasn't for her, that room would not be where it's at right now. And we're going to take as much of it as we can off. Now, the other thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that it's not that heavy, but it's not that light. And all I'm going to do with our spider, hold on, let me move this out of the way, is we're going to center him a little bit. And because he has a nice big base, we can work with him. And we're just going to work that in ever so lightly onto the back of our little friend spider. And now he's starting to get, it's probably going to be kind of hard to see on the camera, but he's getting that kind of purplish tinge to him that I'm really looking for, and that's what I want. Where we just have, we keep that black, but we have that purple working. Okay, hold on. Definitely purple. It gives it the dark. Chad, thank you. How are you, by the way? Question, Rob. I was curious if any of your videos have been hit by YouTube Monster for content. I guess they have tagged videos that have no bad stuff in them. I guess they have tagged. No, I haven't gotten hit with anything, and my videos are harmless. I don't. Nobody swears. Nobody does anything bad. Nobody says anything. We have a great community, and I don't think. I mean, if they're not gonna, there's no reason to bother me. I don't bother anybody. All right, we're just going to work this underneath here, and we're going to do the bases too, because especially when you have big bases like this, you really want to do this. So let's try to. Now you could probably work a little more of the purple off this already, because this rag is wet. I keep it wet for a reason. And I'll test on the bottom, see if I still have, yeah, I still have some on there, so I can work this in here pretty good. And you can see that we are working. Oh, let me get back in camera range, I'm sorry. And we are working very hard to make sure that we're getting exactly what we want from Mr. Spider. And we want to work the side there. These are nice cheap nylon brushes. They're perfect for this. That actually looks pretty good. So hopefully you guys can see that tinge of purple that we have there. Now normally you would say, hey, that's all right. That's okay, but let's play around with it. Puma, how are you, my brother? Good to see you. So let's play around with it a little more. So we still have some purple on here, and let's try to find just a little bit lighter of a purple. I think I have one here somewhere. Just bear with me. I've always got something here. Tell you this, I bought this nice case, and it really does make a big difference. So we can go there, but can we go just one more, a little bit more? No, that's a little dark, and that, I just want to go a hair purple lighter. So when I come back to this, oops, maybe, no, that's not going to do it. Gene Stealer purple, that's a little bit lighter. All right, we're going to go very light with the Gene Stealer purple, and then we're going to tag it with a little bit of gray. So we're going to do the same thing that we just did, only we're going to go even lighter. Already looks good. Dude, what's up, my brother? Generally, Rob's wargaming videos get... oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, well, we've been careful how we talk about war games, and then anytime that they've complained about something, we make sure that they understand it's a game, because it's a robot that's answering all these things. So we kind of... As you can see, that's a little bit lighter. Uh-oh. ESPN alert. Alright, so we're going to take that off. And now we're just going to do the same thing that we just did. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Just that little bit, and I'm just tickling this now. Very lightly. Because I don't want this color taking over, but I do want it to kind of work in there. There we go. Good night, Dutch. Those guys are gigantic. We also backed Green Horde. Yeah, I can't wait for Green Horde. That's going to be fun. Other than that, none of Rob's videos ever get flags. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we try to do the right thing. And we've been having a lot of fun lately, too. Janice and I really have been giving you guys, I think, some good stuff when we've been on. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Right here. And there. And you can see where just taking your time with this is going to pay off in the end. That's why I'm using the bigger brush so we can roll right kind of through our acronid. Alright, let's leave him there. Oh, he's off the table. Come on, I gotta turn this just a little bit more there. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I actually went off the table. Robots started World War Terminator. Oh, God. Kent, how are you? And welcome to the channel. We enjoy having you here. Thanks for popping in on this. All right, so now you can see we've got that bit of purple there, but what will really bring this guy out, and we're going to clean off this brush now. Green Horde will probably force me to paint Zombicide. There you go. Alright, so now we're going to take some of this Utherin Gray, I think. Unless I can find a little something lighter I want to use. Give me a minute here, folks. That's the best thing about it. You go with your gut and you just try to make things the way you want to see them in your mind, and that's what's most important. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Some of these guys that sit there and criticize and give people hard times, you just color your world the way you see it, and you'll find that this will be very enjoyable for you. And that's the most important thing. It's making it enjoyable for you. Taking your time, making decisions. Like Billy Madison said, I painted the duck blue because I never saw a blue duck. And he got to go to the second grade. Imagine what you guys can do. I can't believe I just referenced the Billy Madison movie. My wife thought that was the worst movie ever. Now it's become very endeared and embedded in our family. Yeah, I think the gray will work the best. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, and then the red highlights. But you got to be really careful because too much of this can really cause a problem here. Crankbait 4444. I started with my Shadows of Brimstone. Thank you for taking some of the intimidation away from me and inspiring me to give it a try and pick up a brush. Well, thank you, Crankbait. That means the world to me. My equipment, and I'll start painting on Wednesday when the rest of my supplies will arrive. I don't know who said that. It slid up, and what are you painting? Can't quite see the figure. Oh, it's a spider. Really? You can't see it? I'm sorry. It is an arachnid. Just finished up Blood Rage. Had the entire Kickstarter. I can't even imagine how Rob painted so many oh yeah, I'm so tired of that. I'm doing it now. No way, that was Sandler in his prime. So as you can see, this is an arachnid. Alright, so because he's so dark and purple, this is where we're going to try to pull him out a bit so everybody can see him. Rob got me back 3 years ago after 10 years. Well, thank you, my friend. All these kind words, you guys are just being too nice to me. Okay, that's good. That's good. Alright, this is what we're going to go with. An Utheran Gray. Let me pull that back a little bit so you can see. So this, I have to be very, very smart with. So I'm going to get this on here. And I'm really going to take this off as much as I can. And you have to be careful because you can really ruin it from here. Not that you can ruin it, it's just going to take you longer. Papa Bear. Kids say hi. They miss seeing you paint. This might call for a family paint night tonight. Well, Papa Bear, thank you. It's good to be back, and I'm just glad to see everybody. It's been a long time coming. We've been through a lot. Just last week, everybody came down with this stomach flu, except for Janice and myself. But for 24 hours, everything was going in out both ends and not staying in. So it was not fun. Alright, so we've taken a lot of this off. But if you notice, I didn't wash this brush that well because I didn't mind keeping the purple on there. Alright. Again, I always like to take and turn this over and kind of just see where my brush is. And that's pretty much where I want to be, where there's not a lot. And I just kind of want to just nice and easy hit the higher ends, especially in the joints, and not take away the purple but enhance the purple. And you're going to see him start to come alive a bit. As you see, our dear spider here, and he starts to take shape because now he's starting to show up on a very dark base. And we're not taking that purple away. No, sirree, not at all. But what we are doing is we're taking and enhancing that purple, not taking away the black. And all that shade that we worked in there, all that dry brush for this guy. Now all of a sudden he starts to stand out. Now when we add the reds, which we're going to add, and you see he has that kind of old spirit type of look now. Like this spider's been around for forever. Forever. Can anybody tell me what movie that was from? Rob, would you be interesting if you did a video for us noobs about brush cleaning, care, and storage? Well, Aspen, it just happens that I am doing the painting 101s all over again, so we're going to be covering all that and more. We're going to cover everything. This is going to be a very long series. This isn't just like a couple videos and then we're done. We're going to be going for a while, and we're going to cover every aspect of painting to the best of my knowledge, and the stuff I don't know, I'm going to learn and make sure I pass it on, because nobody knows everything. Alright, so you see what we're getting now. You're seeing Sandlot, good job. Forever. Maybe part of Painting 101. He did mention it in the old version. Yes, briefly. But no, we're going to be doing things very extensive. See what we got here? You see what we're looking at? Now all of a sudden, he's come alive there, and that's exactly what we were looking for.
Stop leaving them there.
Alright, so let's keep going here. We're working away on this guy because we can get him done pretty quickly. As you can see, we can do him very, very quickly. Question from Sith Knight. Do you add base fluff rocks and etc. to the mini, or do you just prefer painting? No, I do the bases. We're gonna. I was talking about it earlier that we were gonna do the bases on these guys as well. So why don't we just finish this guy off? We're gonna take some Fist on Red, and we're really gonna kind of just really, because spiders, some spiders are really, well, I mean, they're very colorful. So we're going to take our smaller brush here, and we're just going to add, oh, where would I put all those eyes? Well, he's got an eye there, and he's got an eye there, but they don't have one eye. They got a few eyes. And just adding those in there. And you gotta be careful, but you don't have to be too careful. And you got a couple there. So we add that in there and really kind of gives a nice effect there. Might even be kind of cool. We just put some of these bumps that he has here and just bring those out. And just give him a little bit of color there. There we go. That's about as nasty a spider as I can find or do. And what did it take us? Like 15 minutes to do this model? And this is like one of the first major villains. As a matter of fact, I think this is the villain that you guys are going to see on Saturday when little Janice and I do this up. I know she's excited about it. But then again, Janice is excited all the time. She enjoys playing games. Alright, maybe, well, there's a couple things here we can just point out and bring out. And just kind of really add some. And you can see it just goes well with the gray and the purple. By adding some of this in here. And what did it take? Like I said, you don't have to be super fancy and do all kinds of things. We'll do the base too, and that'll really bring out a lot of things. But just little simple things like this. Picking those bumps out. There we go. And that's, whoops, oh, for crying out loud. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I was off camera for a little bit. All right. Hey, Rob, hope you'll pop over to my channel. I'm giving away paint box set of Warlord figures. Let me know what you think. Love your input. Okay. At John Stone, use a hairdryer. Be very careful. Warm plastic. Yeah, there you go. I've tried a few things to straighten out minis. Alright, that's another good tip too. Gaming Dude, that's my boy. Boy, he helped me get a lot of stuff to that UPS at Gen Con. I can't thank him enough. I definitely need to get a magnifying hat. Yes, I have one. It actually makes a world of difference. Alright. So let me pull this up. I'm sorry I went off camera a little bit, but let's try to take a look at what we did. We lightened them up with the gray, and then we took the reds and we put in the eyes and some of those bumps. We can add a little bit more, but for now, I think that's pretty good. And that's a spider. There we go. Now, well, we got some time. We'll finish up a couple more figures here. This we're going to need a little bit of a narrower brush. So, because we're going to take care of Gandalf here. And we don't want him to have that black, but we're going to take some Skaven Blight Dinge, because it's a dark gray. We're just going to dry brush over. Rob, one day when you get a chance, would you do a segment on fur in particular? Sorry to ask, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be a one-on-one. Yes, it will, but we do have some guys here that have some fur that we'll be covering. As you can see, we have fur here. So we will be taking care of that and doing the best we can. Jesse, how are you? All right, this is the same thing where we're going to just take some of this paint off. We're going to just brush over the black. And we're just going to bring out those grays. Actually, this is probably too dark. Probably just want to go a little lighter. Let's go with a dawn stone. That'll probably be a little better. Of course, I wasn't looking. Okay, there we go. Got the helmet back on. All right. And then we will use a lighter gray. So I'm going to pull this off. And we're just going to dry brush. Let me make sure I'm in the camera range. There we go. And we're just going to dry brush over his hat. And really want to get, and I'm hating this brush. If you don't like a brush, get rid of it. Like, this brush is good for certain things, just not what I'm doing right now. So let's get a little more dawn stone on there. And we'll water some of this down too. There we go. All right, let's get back to it. And there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That brush is working for me now. I'm not worried about getting it on his beard, because I'm going to go over that with a different color. And I'm not worried about getting it on his cane, because we're going to go over that as well. Oops. And this is just getting the base color on him, and then we'll work our way out. Get a little more paint on there, and we'll be fine. Let's see, am I missing that? Well, I'm a little less than decades from that, but I feel strained. Steve Davies, how are you? Hi Rob, I've only managed to get online, so my apologies if this has been asked. What are your thoughts on Quick Shade? I think it's pretty good. I just don't use it. I don't know why. It's pretty messy, so I try to keep everything kind of contained, especially since how my painting area works. Love Citadel paint, but Army painters are the best brushes for the buck. I agree with that. But hey, I use all types of brushes. And honestly, it's whatever I feel that fits me at that time. I'm not worried. You know, if you have a budget, hey, go with what works best for you. But honestly, and I do mean honestly, I don't worry about that kind of stuff. I just, sometimes a nylon brush, for crying out loud, works great for me. It just really depends what I like going with. And that's the God's honest truth. All right. So what time do we got? So we're getting pretty good here. All right, so there we go. We've got his clothing taken care of, and then we'll work on the belt. While we have this gray out, we're going to use some of that on this girl here, but we want to keep certain things black on her, so we want to be very careful. I need so many new colors. Okay. All right, so we're going to take her, and let me just take a look at her card before I go going. I thought I had it by memory. And we got Gandalf. Or the Gandalf ripoff, whatever you want to call it. Oh, there she is. So where's she keeping her gray? Well, she's got We're going to have to be a little... Well, her cloak is gray. And her pants are gray. So we're going to try to keep that in tune there. So her little thing here, coming up, that's gray. We're going to be kind of careful with that. We're going to gray out this. Her midsection here is gray. That's going to come out. And that's gray. There we go. And it's just a touch. It's not... We don't want to lose all that black in that cloak. But... There we go. And then we'll paint the flesh in there afterwards. Alright, so we got her kind of teed up where we need to. This is another easy figure to do. It's just, oops. A lot of these are just very, very easy. Alright. Very good. Let's see how this guy went. Alright. Now we can start considering dry brushing in some of his... Now you see where this guy is going to come together pretty quickly. What time we got here? Got about 8 minutes, 9 minutes in there. What's the matter, babe? The dog? Alright. So, I want to get this on there. And I want to be a little more precise, especially with this troll. So I kind of want to just work that in there nice and easy over the chest area. And you might even want to go a little darker. You gotta go with what you feel. You'll have a feel for it. So once you start seeing it getting laid in there. Am I on camera? Okay, there we go. And I can see where it's starting to work. Now you see how I'm just laying it in there nice and easy, not rushing, taking my time. The skin's already there. If we had to fix something, it's not the end of the world. Remember, we're going to make mistakes. But the most important thing is being able to have the confidence to fix whatever you're doing is wrong. Now, I'm taking a lot of this paint off this brush so I can just kind of take my time in here. Because I don't want a lot of paint on the brush. Alright. And there we go. We're going to work our way around. And you can see where I had the black there. We're gonna darken this up too. So it just doesn't sit there like that. I'm gonna get a little there. There we go. And I'm not trying to take all the black out either that we left. There we go, and we're just going over the top. We're just being very careful in everything we do. We're being very deliberate. Trying to make sure that you guys see it all. You see, we're not messing with that skin there. And we're just working, taking our time, putting in the work like we want to. So we have that nice... Because he has that gray hair, and I'll show you the picture of him so you see where we're at. All right. And like I said, if we make a mistake, it's not a big deal. And there we go. boy, Halloween Wars, huh? Well, the Queen's watching. She likes watching those Halloween Wars, where they all cook off and they try to beat each other silly. So that's what's playing in the background. That's cool. Alright, so now he's got a little bit of hair here. We just want to be careful because we don't want to take away from the flesh that we worked. Just make sure that you have good control of your brush. Take your time. And like, what have I always said? You make a mistake? Nah, no big deal. No big deal. It's nothing that you can't fix. Alright, let's get around his wrist a little bit. Whoops. Drop them 15 times because your hands aren't as good as they used to be. But I can't put it onto like a bottle or something like that. For some reason, I've got to be able to hold it. And it just makes a difference for me. I wish I can... You know, painting a lot of times is about feel. And if you have good feel, you're going to be alright. Yeah. And yeah, there we go. So you see what we're getting now. Alright, I missed some, if any comments, I missed spray here too. I do them in bulk once a week. Spray is quicker, but I'm in no hurry. Okay, you guys are talking amongst yourself. That's fine. And you can see what we got here. See how the skin is? That's the way we want it. It's perfect for what we're looking for. And we're doing all right here. Red wine, yeah, might help. So we're gonna let him dry a bit. We're gonna clean off this brush. All right. Outstanding. Vallejo makes great varnishes. Vallejo does everything right, to be honest with you. All right, so let's take a little bit of that Uthering gray and let's paint in his beard while we have a chance here. So we feel like we got some headway here. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to take that out a little bit. And we want to make sure that Gandalf, it looks like Gandalf. And we'll get some of that in there. Over on that side. There we go. Got a little bit of beard working in there. God knows. Wizard's got to look like a wizard. And he's got some hair on the back here. We want to get just nice and easy. Nice and easy around. And you can see we got pretty much a lot of our base coats on here. We're going to tighten all this up. We're going to go over some things here. Perfect. So what time we got? 7:59, not bad. Huh?
6:59.
Oh, 6:59. 6:59. I watched the Seahawks crush their opponent, fall asleep, woke up this morning to bone-crushing news all over the world. Well, Green Thumb, we try not to talk about that here because you can find it everywhere. Not easy. All right. So, what did we get done today? Well, maybe we can just do one more thing real quick here. Kind of want to lighten him up a little bit. So we're going to take some Mephiston Red. I'm just going to show you how to do this real quick too. This is another one of those dry brushing over another color to bring out, just to bring out some of the highlights that we want to, because it's very dark right now. And you can see I'm taking the paint off. And I'm going to turn this over. Okay, that's kind of right where I want it. And what we want to do is we just want to just kind of go over. We don't want to hit any of that bone, but I definitely want to hit that face. And we want to bring out his musculature. And really kind of and he's got, like I said, he's got great abs here, so we really want to sell those a bit. And that wash is in there real nice. So it's in the recesses, so when we come over him like this, it really brings him out a lot. So just being careful. But we're going to do the same thing with the Ushabi bone. So I'm not worried about getting a little red on it because I'm going to go over it. And he's got a necklace over here. We're going to paint that last. Alright. And you can see that we're just trying to get these nice enough where we can get them right on. That's alright, Jen. Jeez. I think you got to be quiet. Everybody knows that follows this channel that it's just like you're painting at your house. And I am just going over and going over that red, that corn red with a nice mephisto on. It really does wonders. As you can see, it really kind of sticks out. Yeah, I got red on me. La dude. Alright, so now that we have that, why don't we highlight that bone a bit. And then you'll see what we're going for with this guy. I'm going to take my other brush here. What do we got here? Keslev? No. Ushabi? Yeah, I want to go Ushabi. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to get some on here. Actually, I want to go a little lighter than that. That's not going to do it for me. We're going to go Screaming Skull. And I'm going to show you. Speaking of painting, it's 2017 and I still enjoy Bob Ross. Been showing off his works to my girls. You've seen Bob Ross game coming out. Yeah, I saw it. I just had no interest in it. Alright, here we go. Alright. So now we're taking off that, and all we're going to do is the same thing. Same type of thing. Just very lightly go over that bone. And really try to make that sit up a bit. Without, whoops. Jeez, butterfingers today. And we don't want to take out too much of that work that we did. But by going over this really, really good, we're getting that bone effect that we want. And we want to work it in here. And you can see where that bone structure really stands out. Rob and Tom V, this generation, and Mr. Rogers. Yeah, it sounds like a good age to enjoy the game. Gramtastic, how are you, my friend? No direct YouTube, no. Maybe there's an extension. Okay. Rob, I have said this before. I'm coming over soon for bolt action. Plan on it. All my stuff is now painted. Very cool. Rob is painting happy little demons. Yeah, why not? All right. So as you can see, we got him right where we kind of want him. There's some little details that we want to do with him. And we'll get some of that done. And we've been at this an hour. So, honestly... Oh, I dropped frames? Holy cow. What the heck happened? I'll have to go hardwire next time. Alright, so anyways. We kind of got some of these guys pretty much where we want. We're going to do some detail on them. We're going to come back and do her. So let's just take a look at everything real quick. As you see, our spider. That's pretty good. We want to take care of this base and get that done. We've got the clothing and everything set for him. Now we'll just do the details, the staff, the sword, face, some of the flesh, the pouches and stuff like that. With her, we've got to do the buckles. We've got to do some more flesh work, and then her weapons. For this guy here, we've got to take care of his pouches. We're going to bring this clothing out lighter. We're going to take care of his staff, and we're going to brighten these up too. We're going to make them a little more bone. All right, and then we're going to darken up some of that gray too. Our demon, we've got to take care of the necklace. We're going to work some more on making him a little bit brighter and meaner. We got to add all our fire effects here, which is next. And then, of course, we've got to add a lot of armor in here. Take care of the swords. We've got to take care of her hair. We've got to take care of the bone plates on the snake here itself. So I'll show you how to do that next time. And we'll be well on our way, and we'll have all our bosses done. Then we're gonna go right into these little dwarf guys, which are gonna be a piece of cake. We'll mow right through those. So that's it for part one. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. We'll be doing this again at some point this week, and we will really start to pick up the pace and get things going. So I hope you guys will tune in next time. I'm thinking Thursday right now. We have auction on Wednesday where we're going to debut all the lots. We'll explain how that all works and everything. We'll do it live. And let's see, tomorrow I was going to try to do Witchborn, but I think we're going to have Witchborn week next week because I want to do a couple of things. We'll see how things go tomorrow. I'm not too sure. I think what I'm going to try to do tomorrow is film all the segments for the week. And that way, what I can do is really keep going. I kept changing it while supporting Putin. What? Oh, you're changing your thing. Okay. So we've got a lot going on. We're going to be playing live this weekend finally. I'm excited about it. We haven't played in a couple weeks. I know Janice is excited to get going. And that's my little buddy. So we get a lot of games in. Justin will be there. That's my other buddy. So without them, I don't know what the heck I'd do. But we do play a lot of games, and we may even have Mimi involved. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see how everything goes. We're going to take things one day at a time, and we're going to make sure that we try to give you the best content we can. See, my hands are talking for me. There we go. So, guys, thanks so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this. This is only part one. We're going to finish these guys up, show you how to do the regular guys, get some more of the heroes done. Boom, we'll be ready. Quick question, Rob, if you have a second. Folklore. You getting? I have it. I have it, and that will be down the road. We're actually going to paint it. It looks a little complicated as far as gameplay, so once I get that down, then I know to paint it and get going with it. Guys, Steve, thank you so much. It's been a joy. It's been a joy having you here, and we love having you guys here. So until next time, I'm Rob Orne, and we will see you soon from me and all the family.